All right, we should be on. All right, all right. So, Shalom. I'm gonna start by saying, "Call hello, Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM Kakadash." Double honor to the Apostle of Israel, aka the Apostle of Great Millstone, and peace and love to all the Akim. Continue to preach the truth and all truth and sincerity. All right. So basically, like I taught the title of the video, prophecy from all angles. You know what I'm saying? In lieu of everything that's happening, you know what I'm saying? Things being exposed, war being set up. What else you got going on? The economy about to collapse. This the MOTB system. It's a lot of things happening as far as like prophecy goes. So that's why I put in prophecy from all angles because it's in the hold on, brother. It's just a lot of things happening as far as like prophecy goes. So I don't have anything particular, but I do have something. It's regarding I don't know, like with these files, these Steam files, and the thing going on with Iran, because I heard there's a rumor, and if somebody could get Matthew 24:6, where it talks about rumors, or NLT, where it talks about rumors and threats of wars. Let me pull up the article, and here's a good one. This is from Al Jazeera, and this is from 19 hours ago. So today the 30th. No, today's the 31st. So yeah, 19 hours ago, it says Trump doubles down on Iran threats as U.S. puts more sanctions. Now, as we all know, that they have a lot of activity going on right now. As far as that, they're talking about they might attack them this weekend, but who knows? You know what I'm saying? I ain't hear nothing yet. But I'm gonna go. Where is this? It says President Trump says Iran wants to make a deal, but did not elaborate about the chances of securing one. The U.S. Treasury Department has imposed new sanctions on 7 Iranian nationals, including Iran's interior minister and one entity. Turkey's FM Hakan Fidan met his Iranian counterpart Aragji in Istanbul and urged a resumption of nuclear talks between U.S. and Iran. Now, I don't know if y'all brothers heard, but there was something that happened. I heard something. There was some explosions in Iran. I don't know. I don't know what it was, like what it was regarding, but I know they said it was about something. And also there was the USS, not Abraham Lincoln. There was another USS submarine that docked somewhere in Israel. So like it made, they were talking about like that's the sign of they might really do something soon.
So, Khan, and we really can't be too comfortable in this society knowing that this is looming. Like you have people out here that still think it's a effing game and not not being serious, not understanding what time we're living in. This is a time of war, man. This is probably as bad as it's ever been with wars and rumors of wars. I mean, you had Russia, the Cold War, that whole area, that whole Cuban Missile Crisis and Russia and all that was pretty bad too. But it never sounded like it was gonna just pop off, right? You see all the movies they made in the 80s was all, a lot of them had a whole bunch of stuff, and I'm talking about minor movies too, movies that wasn't even like Rocky, right? Rocky 4, oh, he knocked Ivan Drago out after he killed uh Apollo Creed. But you had even minor movies that weren't even big blockbuster hits that was portraying a war with Russia that never took place. But right now it's like, yo, it's around the corner. You see alliances have been made. Iran, Russia, uh, North Korea, like they have a alliance with Israel. Well, I'm sorry, Israel has they have alliances with each other, and then you have Israel and so-called United States and England. Alliances are made, man, and this one's not gonna be like World War III, where you had three supposedly evil countries, Japan, Italy, and Germany, confederate, and they had to fight the rest of the world. No, The rest of the world is going to fight against U.S., Israel, and England. And that's all I had to say.
Also, too, any of brothers want to say something? Zakaria and Big Show? Nah, brothers heard the Pentagon just released a report, if you will. They're saying that a war could happen on U.S. soil. You know what I'm saying? So like that just go and nobody even batted an eye. Nobody even like that wasn't like breaking news. Like, and here it is. It was on Fox News, so that's a quote unquote credible source. But actually, I'm gonna pull up that article too because that's actually prevalent. Did anybody got the Matthew 24?
I had it, but now that you, in light of what you just said, I want to pull a scripture. Because you said that this war can hit American soil. It says, "Come down and sit in the Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon." Why is it a virgin daughter of Babylon? Because America has never been touched. You know, war doesn't really hit America. You always hear about rockets and airstrikes in Iran and in Iraq and Operation Iraqi Freedom and all that. You don't hear about acts of war actually coming to America. This is the only war that really hit American soil was America, Civil War. But you don't have other countries coming here to bomb us yet.
Right. And you know the one they might would say, but people be like, yo, that's BS.
9/11. Sorry, Porsche. The Porsche.
Yeah.
So it say, sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no longer be called tender and delicate. Why not? Because now war is going to hit American soil. Take the millstones and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. So what that's talking about is it's going to be exposed, all the crime and all the evil. And like you said, I didn't know we had to kind of use code language for that too, but the steam files. Because 3 brothers here are kind of affected by our football team. Because one of our owners is implicated in the damn steam files. You ain't hear about that? Steve Tisch is implicated in the damn steam files with emails and stuff.
I heard about that.
Yeah. So it goes back to take the millstones, grind meal, uncover the locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh. And listen, that doesn't mean that Mara isn't involved or Lori or all the other owners. We already know, it's already been documented that Robert Kraft is a sleaze bag too. And Robert Kraft ain't the only one. Bro, listen, when you got all that money and power and you don't have the where Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI doesn't even care about you, you're prone to all that. All those guys are freaks and weirdos and evil. You know what I mean? So, you could say whatever about Mara. Mara seems like the nice guy, but Mara could very well be the bigger freak between him and Steve Tisch.
And I don't know.
Sorry?
I'm saying I don't know if brothers know, but they talking about like there's like millions of these files.
Yeah, what the reason why they're not exposing them right now is because there's a big fight between Republicans and Democrats. And neither one wants to expose the other because they have to expose themselves. There's Republicans and Democrats all over the damn Epstein files. There's Bushes and Clintons all over the damn Epstein files. There's Obamas and Trumps all over the I'm sorry, am I saying too much?
No.
I got to keep remembering that, we online. But there's all of them bastards is all over that crap.
Yeah, it's kind of like the what it said of the two horns.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like they try to make it seem like they're at odds with each other, but like they really all under the same umbrella.
Yeah.
And the theory that's rolling around right now is that the only reason these documents have been released right now is because Trump didn't follow through on attacking Iran right now. So they're saying Israel is the one that leaked these documents. And we don't know if that's for a fact, but it makes sense.
Yeah. And brother Ali Yashai said something that is actually true. All these people at the highest form of government are united. They're fighting at the lower levels. They're not really at the top. They're not really fighting. It's the common people that think that there's really that big a difference. I had an argument with a friend the other day because I said, the liberal, conservative, they all really the same thing. One of them wants to freak us out, which will kill us by Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, and the other one wants to actually kill us. What's the difference?
Hey,
One of them panders to us. One of them speaks to us nice. What the hell's the difference? They're still evil. They still hate us.
Good cop, bad cop.
Yeah. They all want to lock your ass up. It's just one of them is going to pretend to care. That's it. They pander. That's what the Democrats do. They all they do is pander. Don't trust none of them. Bill Clinton passed the damn 3 strikes law. That's a Democrat right there. And we let his ass come into Harlem untouched. Damn bastard.
Oh, my bad.
No, that's it.
I was going to add on to the brothers Zakari said. I heard also too that like I don't know about all the Stein files, but they were saying that stuff regarding around that emails and stuff files. They said it's in 2 places, one in Washington and the other over there in Tel Aviv. That's where them files is at. So like, it would make sense because like, why is it like they're saying now like the MAGA movement is kind of like in disarray because of all the things going on with the small hats. But any brother got anything else? I'm gonna read some of this article real quick.
Well, I wanted to kind of finish off this precept.
Oh, 47? Okay.
And we still got
it says,
Matthew 24 also.
Go on. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. And that's what's happening. Them Stein files or Steam files, they are going to put a lot of people out there. And people been new. Why do you think that we've had this thing called conspiracy theorists? They're a lot of these conspiracy. Is it beyond the realm of possibility that there is a secret people that have power when we know that the presidents have lobbyists that try to tell them, hey, support my cause. I got millions of dollars for you if you support my cause. What do you think? Who do you think sends those people? You have to know that there's true corruption with this power that we have here. That's why we have to get back to the kingdom. We have to get to the kingdom of heaven, man. So we cannot have to worry about it. So we can have a king over us that answers to the Most High direct. So we don't have to sit here and deal with these damn heathens and the way they do business and the way they do government. Because that's the way they do government. And they don't answer to nobody. Because the Lord is just waiting till the right time. And he's going to handle them for us. It says, I will take vengeance. I will not meet thee as a man. As for our Redeemer, the Lord of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel. That's all I wanted to read. You can go to what you had out.
You had Matthew. You gonna read it, Zakaria?
Khan, you wanted in the NLT, you said?
Yeah.
This is Matthew 24 and 6. And you will hear of wars and threats of wars, but don't panic. Yes, these things must take place, but the end won't follow immediately.
Now, it's funny because when I first read the NLT version of Matthew 24 and 6, like rumors is like the same shit, but like when it says threats of wars, like that's what we're really legit seeing that. Like Shah said, we were legit seeing that in the high levels, like it's like very like often, like every day. I remember like when brothers early on in the truth, early on years, like you see stuff happening, but it was like the way it's happening now, it's just like you could just tell like it's been turned up a notch and that's from the heavens. Like actually seeing like they moving like submarines and this that other one in Iran, Taiwan, and China, Russia, Ukraine, India, Pakistan, the African countries, all the other Asian countries like the Philippines, Japan, South Korea. It's like the whole totality is like the Lord is like building up all these other nations. You got North Korea talking about they got nukes that could touch U.S. soil. So like like why like and it's people talking like, oh, you're trying to fearmonger. Like, no, we're not trying to fearmonger. We're trying to like let it be known and give warning, because that's what the Lord said to do. Give them warning from me. So the Lord said, give them warning from me. And what is He going to be doing? He's gonna be setting up these wars, gathering the nations. He's doing all of that right now before our very eyes, like literally all day, every day.
And people talk about fear mongering. We fear. I'm not trying to make you fear like I don't fear.
Yeah,
We
right,
fear. We fear the Lord.
right.
What do you mean? Not you, Ali Shai, but
Oh,
what do
yeah.
you mean fear monger? We're not fear. A fear monger is a person who doesn't themselves fear, but they're trying to get you to fear as a manipulation tactic. We're not manipulating a damn thing. We're afraid not afraid, but we
I
fear
mean,
the Lord and what the Lord is bringing. And we fear being on the 2/3 side of what the Lord is bringing. Right? So that's what keeps us fervent in doing this work and wanting to wake our people up. Because
yep.
we know that there's people out there that haven't woke up yet. You know, you have a lot of Israelites that have woke up and they went back to sleep. They hit the snooze button. You have brothers out. You have a brother out there. A lot of brothers out there that are willing to repent and come in and be fervent for this thing. But we fear. We don't fear monger. We're not trying to get you to fear. Like we're not afraid ourselves of falling on the wrong side of this. That was all I had to say.
Trying to gather more sheep. Oh, brother put a
Other
precept in there.
precept.
Okay, go ahead, Doc.
This is Joel 3 and 2. I will also gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and part of my land. That's right. You know, Yahweh Shabbat. You know what I mean? The Lord's judgment. That's what that means. And the Lord is going to gather these nations, gather them up for war in the valley of Jehoshaphat, in that land, whatever, in the Middle East, and then they're gonna fight it out. And the Lord is gonna also he's also pleading our case. He's also reminding them like this the atrocities and shit that you did to us. You scattered us throughout the four corners of the earth, and then you stole our land, whatever, put us in different places that we had no familiar of, like America. Do the Atlantic slave trade and everything. So you have hell to pay for now. All these nations, not just Esau, all these nations have held to pay for because we were slaves under all these nations.
Done. And
So
sorry.
yeah, go ahead. You good?
No, you were speaking first.
No, I'm done. I'm done.
All right. Yeah, and what's funny is over the years I've spoken to individual people that are willing to admit that the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the descendants of the children of Israel, especially a lot of Elamites, not Elamites, Ishmaelites, believe it or not. They like I've been in chicken shacks and they call me cousin. They literally call me cousin. Because they know that Ishmael is related to Israel, to a degree. But we're not going to get that from the higher ups of Ishmael. We're not going to get the higher ups saying that we're the true Israelites. Well, we'll get it from the peons and the ones that know, right? But that goes to show you that there is a deliberate thing in place to prevent us from knowing our heritage. There's a deliberate thing in place from us knowing our heritage. They are purposefully trying to stop us from knowing who the hell we are. So that should tip you off if you don't know that you are Israelite. Why are they trying so hard to keep us from that knowledge? Why do they make every single book that has deep information about us being the Israelites so expensive? You ever wondered that?
Yeah.
Like they make them 5 figures. My damn salary a year can't pay for some of these books. And you telling me that there's not a deliberate effort to try to stop us from knowing who we is? That's all.
And some of those books be used. Like you got to pay that much for some used books at that.
Oh, and shalom to everybody in the chat. Yahawah BAHASHAM Yashab Rakathum.
Oh, yo, mentioning them books, I forget which book it is. We all looked it up before. I think we all looked it up together before, at least a couple of brothers together. I don't know. I don't want to say, was it Edom? Edom? Was it the word Edom in the title? I forget, but it was a book. And no lie, bro. I think me and Shy, I think we were talking on the phone before about this book. Anyway, we looked up the book and the price of the book. The cheapest price I want to say could have been like $600, and it went up to, it could have been like a couple $1,000 for a new copy. And they said that it was only a couple copies they had of the book that they were selling, I guess. But like that just go to show, like, yo, why you hide information at all? If you ain't got nothing to hide, if you ain't got nothing to, you know what I'm saying? What are you hiding all this useful information about people? If you claim to be the descendants of Jacob, talk about the Amalekites, these small hats. If y'all claim to be, because that's who's hiding it. That's the people that's keeping it like hard acts, like making these prices super duper high. It's Amalek, because who got the finance of the earth? Who else is controlling shit? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was gonna say they own a lot of the publishing companies.
Yeah.
Was it this book? The Roman Empire, the Empire of the Edomite, by William Beeston?
Possibly, but possibly not. I'm not sure, But I think it was me and you talking on the phone, and we looked up the book. No, because no, it's not that book. You know why? Because you said you didn't have a book.
Oh, okay.
You said you didn't have a book.
Somebody just said in the chat, is it who is Esau Edom?
That could be it.
That might be it, yo. That might be the one, yo. And we
The
looked
water son of the right.
Huh?
Oh, said the water to the brother who
put the joint in it? Yeah. I think it was that one, yo. And that was like, and one of them was like, yo, it was like 1,000. Like if you look up the title, that book, I'm pretty sure like the cheapest one you're gonna find is like $600-$700. And like why is that? If you're not the Edomites, like why are you concealing that? So you're that's going out your way to conceal information that you shouldn't be guilty if you're not guilty. You know what I'm saying?
If the book does not have information that's very critical, why does it cost that much? Is that author such a major author?
Hold on, I'm about to look up this book. See, hold up.
I mean, because there's books like if you want to find books that have a lot of information, you could pull up a lot of Ivan Van Sertima books. They came before Columbus, and books like that. Like there's a lot of information out there, but that book that you're talking about, that was 1,000, because I remember that conversation. I think, matter of fact, we had that whole conversation while I was driving. So I'm sitting here jeopardizing my damn life trying to find the book. And, it goes to show you how difficult it is. Why do you make it so difficult to find this information?
Yo, why is it? I'm looking it up. It said this is eBay. It said they got the book for $29.
So obviously it's not that one then.
Yeah, it can't be that one, yo. It's one of these books though. And I want to say it had the word Edom in it, but like, yeah, it can't be that one if it got 20. But either way, yeah, it's not this. This is not the book. So I look at somewhere else and say it's $18. This is used, so yeah, it's not this one, yo. So lock it. But that's a good book to have. I think a brother does have this book though, because this is a soft cover book. But either way though, you see they don't push this book. But let me get to that other article. Hold up. U.S. soil. War. Hold on. Yeah. So any brother reading it? Nobody reading it, right? All right. So this is from Fox News, and it's funny because this is the only article they have of this coverage of this. So this is from the Pentagon. It says Pentagon warns future wars may hit U.S. soil as direct military threats grow. So this is from January 26, 2026, and it says new national defense strategy elevates homeland defense above all other missions. So that's basically what that's basically their priority right now. Now, mind you, this is what it was. It's January 31st. So this is 5 days ago. So it says the Pentagon's newly released National Defense Strategy warns that future wars may no longer be fought solely overseas, arguing the U.S. military must be prepared to conduct combat operations directly from the American homeland as adversaries gain the ability to strike the United States itself. January 26, 2026. It's now January 31st, 2026. And what's been happening over the last few weeks? The whole thing with US and Iran, the whole thing with Taiwan and China, that's intensifying. It's like, and now this is the Pentagon saying, so you can't just say like, oh well, that's just a conspiracy theory. It's the fucking US Pentagon. These are the people that put out this information. And when they say stuff like this, they know it's way worse than what they're saying. Because they're saying it may, but we know that it is going to take place.
Also, another thing that happened this week, Tuesday, was the doomsday clock. They pushed it down to 85 seconds, I believe, until midnight. They say, so like a catastrophe happens. But the interesting thing about it, to show you that the time that we're in, and that everything is speeding up and it's going crazy. From 2023 until 2025, it only moved 1 second. But the start of January, it moved 4 seconds. So that just shows you how everything is. We almost out of here, I'm like, so we just got to keep fighting, man.
Word. And I don't know if you've seen that doom. Did you see the speech that lady did with that? With the doomsday clock. She's basically saying that it's our fault due to stuff we're doing with the climate change and the nuclear shit. She basically
I read that, Con.
Yeah. So it is. Yeah. So but who? That's you. That's you, devils. That's you, devils. That's y'all for y'all the ones that got the control and the fatness of the earth. So this is where we at now because of you.
I want to read a precept.
Come.
All right, it's a Second Esdras 7 and starting at 41. Even so now, seeing corruption is grown up. So it's like a child is grown up, right? Corruption is grown up. Mm-hmm. Corruption is at its adult phase now. And wickedness increased. So this goes back to when the 4 generals and wickedness increased on the earth. You see where wickedness is at now. And righteousness, and the righteous have prayed for the ungodly. Wherefore shall it not be so now also? He answered me and said, this present life is not the end where much glory doeth abide. Meaning the life that we live in now is not going to be the life that we live in the kingdom, or that this is not a sustainable way of life that we're living here. Therefore have they prayed for the weak. Here's the verse that I wanted to get to. But the day of doom, because what was we talking about? A doomsday calendar. But the day of doom shall be the end of this time, and the beginning of the immortality for to come, wherein corruption is past. So corruption is going to be in the history books. It ain't going to be in when we will look around and see the world. No, we're going to read about, damn, motherfuckers really was doing this. Intemperance is at an end. What is intemperance? Lack of balance. We're going to have balance in the kingdom. Infidelity is cut off. So you don't want to believe in Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, you're going to be cut off. It says righteousness is grown and truth is sprung up. So we ain't going to have no government lying to us. We're going to have the priest of the Most High that's going to be telling the truth and administering the truth. And we're going to be and we can't be sensitive to the truth. Honestly, if the truth comes, we got to learn to apply it to our lives and deal with it, not do these tactics that people do. Because we gonna get to a kingdom where it's gonna be straightforward, and you did wrong, you gotta fix that. That's it. You don't have an option. Then shall no man be able to save him that is destroyed, nor oppress him that hath gotten the victory. Right. So that's gonna be a time when the right thing is gonna be done finally on earth. But that's it.
And so one of those verses you read, I think it was verse you read, but one of the verses you just read, That's what Yahawashi about to bring. He about to bring that righteousness. He about to bring that immortality. He about to bring that purity. He about to bring that to the earth. And that's what the word called Jesus, to the people that don't know who Yahawashi is, because Yahawashi is him. Like, he's the one that's going to, what he says, he's come to bring righteousness on the earth. Because even in the state we in right now, as much as we try to be right, and as much as we try to, like, be good and whatnot, like, we still fall very, very short. But Yahawashi is coming to show that he has the glory, and he did the right actions to get that glory, and he did the one action that no one else ever will do, ever could do, and ever did, which is when he went up on the tree, and that's why he got to get first dibs on these other nations.
And a brother starred his comment on the chat, Harana Mafga. So I want to give him the respect, because whatever he did to get his comment starred, I want to give him the respect of reading the scripture. So it says, 2 Corinthians 5:11, knowing therefore the terror of the Lord, we persuade men. I think he might have said that when we were saying about the fear mongering.
Yeah.
Knowing therefore the terror of the Lord, we persuade men. This is not manipulation, cult tactics. This is, we are equally afraid as y'all should be. We are equal. This is a fearful time. And the best thing, the advantage we got, is we know what the hell's coming to this world. You have people, I was at a funeral, I think last week. It was, last week. You had a whole bunch of former practicing Israelites there. Because it was a brother who was one of my original teachers. And I didn't see no fear, nobody saying, this could happen to me. No, nothing. It was for somebody that passed away at 55 years old of cancer. That, I guess towards the end of his life, he wanted to make his peace with the Most High, so he wanted an Israelite funeral. And there was a whole bunch of people there that wasn't fearing. So it says, but we are made manifest unto the Most High, and I trust also are made manifest in your consciences. So we have to live a life that you can actually look at in your conscience and understand. You can't be doing stuff, saying one thing out in public or when we out here, and living a life that's contrary to what you actually believe in. Right? That's how you keep a clear conscience, by actually practicing what you believe and what you preach. But that was it.
Oh,
Kind of
brother,
appreciate.
hold on, my bad, Big Show. Real quick, brother Shah, could you read verse 10?
Absolutely. Bear with me. Here we go. For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Hamashiach, that everyone may receive the things done in his body according to that he hath done, whether it be good or bad.
And you think about it, we're all worthy to get judgment of the bad. Like that, and people don't think like, everybody's going to sit on the judgment seat. Every single soul. If your spirit, you're a spirit in a body, that date applies to everybody. Us, loved ones, other brothers, everybody, every human being. You know what I'm saying? And that ultimate judgment day, that judgment is going to be the actual nuclear fire. And then whoever don't get nuked, if you're not an Israelite, part of the elect, you're going to get thrown into captivity. And that's going to be your judgment. But it said everyone. That's like it said, every eye shall see him. You know what I'm saying? But that was it, though. My bad, Big Show. You got it.
All right. I got 2nd Ezra 9 and 2. Then shalt thou understand that is the very same time wherein Salat. We start up 1. He answered me and then said, measure the time, thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before. That's right. Measure out the times diligently. The whole doomsday clock, and then you got wars and rumors of wars. We just brought that out, and you know what I mean, and shit that's happening with ICE and everything like that, whatever. And they're making, ICE have full immunity. So if you run up on them and do anything, you know what I mean, deem it, like harmful to them, whatever, they can just lay you out, and they won't be prosecuted to nothing. You know what I mean? This is the times that we're in. We're living in a police state right now. Soon, if Trump enacts the Insurrection Act, there's going to be tanks in the street because that's going to lead to martial law. And you know what I mean? We ain't going to be able to go nowhere. They're going to be having checkpoints and all kinds of shit. That's where everything is heading to. And people don't fucking see it. The average person don't see shit. They just docile. They just think this shit is going to last forever. They just praying for a continuing city. You know, that's it. You know, and people, you know, the Lord is showing us signs, and he's, you know what I mean? And all we have to do is just break down the scriptures to understand those signs. Yeah, we don't know the day of the hour. We don't know when the day when the Lord is going to come and YAHAWASHI and the angels is going to come and you know what I mean? We don't know that day. But that day is fast approaching. You know? And this is why we got to get our act right. We got to make sure, you know, we ready for, you know, for the Lord to come back. And the one way we doing that is by teaching the scriptures and waking up our people and, you know, and trying to wake up the sheep as much as possible, whether they're here for bear. So we're doing our job, you know?
And part of what really sets us apart from a lot of people isn't some, well, it probably is some mystical, some, you know, deep spiritual thing, but really we care. That sets us apart from a lot. You go out there in the streets, you go out there, wherever you go, you see a bunch of people that don't care. They don't give a damn about trying to please the Lord. They just want to have their fun. They just want to go to the club, shake their behind, pose half naked on social media, and deep down inside, they know that's wrong. They know they have a conscience. They know they're wrong for that. That's why it's so easy to make them feel bad for it. Somebody posts something, oh, half naked women. They will say all types of bad things about that person in a heartbeat because they know they're wrong. That's why do you think sodomites are so quick to call you a phobe? Because they know deep down inside, yo, this is wrong and you're pointing it out to me. So what can I possibly say to you to make you feel bad about pointing it out to me? Let me call you a phobe. You ain't no damn phobe. You calling out the damn evil. How's it?
Kind of to piggy off what brothers was saying, beautiful point. I'm gonna just get 2 precepts real quick. This is Romans 13:11, and that knowing the time that it is high time, Slakia, and that knowing the time that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than we believe. So we're letting brothers know through the scriptures that we are getting closer to that time, man. It is our salvation is right here, man. Again, the rumors of wars, okay, like the brother said, the rumors of war, the doomsday clock, all these prophecies going down. All we got to wait for is the C hit right now. You know what I'm saying? That's the main one. That's when this shit is really over, okay? But I wanted to read that real quick because like we said, it's nearer than we believe. So now knowing that, let me get Ecclesiasticus 5:7. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. So now that you know that the time our salvation is closer than we believe, you got to get right, man. You got to do better, okay? That goes for all the brothers here. That goes from even Elder Tahar on down. You know what I'm saying? That goes to everybody, man. We gotta put in the work, okay? That goes to you brothers and sisters that is watching these videos, okay? You might be doing a good job. You might be following after YAHAWASHI, but step it up even more. You know what I'm saying? Because our salvation is closer than we believe, and you don't want to be caught not doing the Lord's work, okay? You're going to be put in a bad position. Like the brother said, no matter what you do, none of us are truly worthy of being saved up out here. So you want to do the most you can just to get that resume right, man. That was it.
No, that's a beautiful point, man. Because we got to keep doing it. Yo, just like you said, Apostle Tahar, still out there doing the work. Doesn't have to, right? I mean, he's put in a full life worth of work. He's doing it because the scriptures tell us to give all diligence, right? That's an example to us. That's a huge, and honestly, man, doing this work is very selfless. Doing this work is very selfless. I'm telling you, it's not an easy thing. We have to surrender so much of ourselves and our time. And people are not going to thank us for it. What do you think? We tell the sodomite, yo, you got to repent and stop doing that. You think they're going to say thank you? No, they're, like I said, they're going to call you a phobe. They're not going to thank you for waking them up. You know, they're not going to, like I said, I went to a gathering last week where it was a whole bunch of Israelites that hit the snooze button and don't feel a sense of urgency. Yo, we gotta get right, man. Not nothing. Just, hey, we went back in the world. That's it. You know, it was, practicing Israelites there too, but there was a whole bunch of them that just went to sleep and never woke back up. And a lot of them was in the truth before I was. That was it.
Oh, real quick, so because the brother, when he read, let me find this fucking, I clicked out of the article by mistake, but the brother brought out Second Esdras 9, where it talked about the you read the uproars part, right, Big Show?
Khan.
Yeah, so like I don't know if brothers heard, so it was I seen it across on Twitter this morning. It was talking about in San Francisco, it was I believe it said 20,000 in total protesters were expected to protest ICE. Fuck, what a shit. I don't know why.
Well, let me tell you
Oh,
about ICE. The local police are going to be fighting ICE eventually. You saw that lady in Philadelphia. She was like, "Oh, we're going to arrest you if you come over here and break the law." And so they're going to be like, "Oh, I'm here by the power of Donald Trump." Well, you're in my state under the power of my state. You know what I mean? So don't be surprised if you start seeing shootouts between ICE and cops.
was it a Southern Tribe lady?
Gun.
I think I seen that. So yeah, as far as the other, my bad. The other article I had, they need you to subscribe to continue reading. I repeat, but this is from Fox. This is KTVU, and I believe that's the Cali joint. Now it says, yeah, thousands march in anti-ICE protests across Bay Area, and it says people across the Bay Area took to the streets on Friday, which is yesterday, during what's been billed as a national day of action to protest the action of federal immigration officers following the deaths of 2 people in Minnesota. In many instances, it was students who led the way. Now, these are young people. So when you think about, when you say the children are our future, the younger generation, this is the future generation. Or the younger generation, I should say, because these are the people that's supposed to be the future doctors or the future whatever of this society. But what are they doing? What in this protesting against ICE? And before it was what the was I think it was the Free Palestine stuff, right? Wasn't that all the college protests was happening a couple years back? So there's been continual protests of younger people against the government, which means what? That's sedition among men. Those are the uproars. The Lord said, when you see these uproars, when you see these things, that's the time when the Lord is going to visit the earth. And read a little bit more. It says, it said teens and others protested and picketed in cities from San Jose to San Mateo, from Oakland to San Francisco, from San Leandro to San Rafael. We are doing this to show a shared interest, a shared passion for keeping ICE out of our schools and our community, said Santa Teresa High School senior Elise Bill. Lanaya Matthews of San Lorenzo High joined one of the protests because she feels the authorities have too much power. They are not God. They can't be doing whatever they want, she said. I just feel like them being trigger happy, like just using their military weapons and all their power. And for us, we're defenseless, because it talked about the 2 ladies that got killed. Those weren't even immigrants. Those are actual U.S. citizens. So like, what's up with that? And I want to say they were Edomites. I don't know about the second guy, but they said the second guy, the second person that got killed, they said he was a nurse or something. He was like a nurse or like some shit like that, and he was like going to help somebody that he was like taking care of or some shit. So like, he wasn't an illegal immigrant. So like, why y'all kill him? But that goes to show what is the cruel Lord saying, if you're not with the program, you get dealt with just like you are an illegal immigrant. Or you want to ride with them, you want to get rolled on like on them, like they are. And that's what this is about. This is against it's the people versus the government, and these are the things that the prophets of Yahawah BAHASHAM Yahushua have been saying is going to come to pass many, many years ago. That the American government was going to come against the American citizens, and that's what they're doing right now.
Trying to a quick precept to back up that point. This is Isaiah 19:2, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor, city against city and kingdom against kingdom. And that's what we're seeing the beginnings of that right now. Just like the brother previously said, where the police is eventually going to be fighting ICE. You know what I'm saying? Now we got the community, whatever community they may be, fighting against the police, fighting against ICE, okay, fighting against the government. That proves that scripture right there, man, because we know this is modern day Egypt, okay? So that shows you when a place is about to go down, the fights start from within. They're going to bring them own selves down, okay? And the reason they're going to bring them own selves down is because they're pride, man. They're proudful, okay? And they're just plain wicked, all right? That was it.
Yeah, man. The protests. So like, yeah, so these are young people. So like you said, the Egyptian against the Egyptian, right? So being that these are Edomites, a lot of people protesting like the like rights of the people are Edomites because why? They feel like this is their kingdom, but they feeling like their privilege and their whiteness is being taken from them, and they're being treated like niggas. They're being treated like minorities because why? They say what? They always say we the people, because the government, these elites that are Edomites, they don't care about the low level Edomites. They don't care about their like what average Joe Bill, average Joe citizen. They don't care about them. You know what I'm saying? So like, and now they're starting to see it. Now they're starting to react, and that's what the Lord said was going to be happening. That's an uproar. When you have people protesting against people of a country protesting against their government, and remember, the Lord is now putting that spirit in America. That spirit was in mad other countries already, but now the Lord did put that spirit right here on this soil. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's what it is. So I'm gonna actually wanted to speaking of U.S. soil. I'm gonna go back to this article because this is actually very prevalent. Because like when I saw this, you know, the antennas went up. You know what I'm saying? So this is going back to that Fox News article when it talks about the Pentagon warns future wars may hit U.S. soil as direct military threats grow. It says the Pentagon's newly released National Defense Strategy warns that future wars may no longer be fought solely overseas because a lot of people say that, that's over there. We ain't got to worry about that. We don't got to worry about that. But here it is, the U.S. Pentagon is saying that it's not going to be solely fought overseas anymore. All right, and it says, arguing the U.S. military must be prepared to conduct combat operations directly from the American homeland as adversaries gain the ability to strike the United States itself. Now, somebody read it like, what? I know what y'all brothers take from, but like when you read it to someone, what could you say? How am I crazy? How am I crazy reading this? How am I bugging when we talk about Babylon is America and this place is going to get touched? The Pentagon just said it. This is not us now. Now you have credible people, the government saying, it ain't gonna be just solely fought overseas no more. So that would kill that narrative that that's over there now. No, they saying it's gonna happen over here. It says the strategy released Friday evening elevates homeland defense above all other missions, calling for expanded missile defense, counter drone systems, cyber capabilities, and long-range strike forces capable of launching decisive operations from U.S. soil. Pentagon planners describe a global threat environment that is faster, more dangerous, and far less forgiving than in past decades. The joint force must be ready to deter and, if called upon to prevail, including the ability to launch decisive operations against targets anywhere, including directly from the U.S. homeland, the strategy states. More direct military threats to the American homeland have also grown in recent years, including nuclear threats, as well as a variety of conventional strike and space, cyber, electromagnetic warfare capabilities it adds. So not just the actual nuclear war, but other what's them shit's called? Cyber attacks. I want to say they said China is all in America's infrastructure, so it ain't gonna be just like shooting rockets. It's gonna be things like think about turn the lights off. turn the water off, turn this off. What the fuck you gonna do? You know? And it says,
Yeah.
one more thing, real quick. It says, Russia and China both field intercontinental ballistic missiles that can reach the continental United States, while North Korea has tested long-range missiles that U.S. officials say are capable of hitting U.S. territory. So we, Brother Red, Isaiah 47, when it talks about the virgin, you've never been touched, dwelling carelessly. That's Americans dwelling carelessly. But what? The American government is telling you, like, yo, shit could pop off on this soil. So you can't just say it's over there in the other parts of the world or all the way over there. It's gonna come here. I heard brother say something. I'm good.
Yeah, I wanted to read a scripture because while that's going on internationally, look what's going on in this nation. Isaiah 19:14. The Lord hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof. Why use the word mingle? Right? Why use the word mingle? Because there's already a spirit here, but the Lord implemented a perverse spirit here. Mm-hmm. Right? Which is perverse. To be a pervert actually means to go against the truth. So it says, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof. Does this stuff that's going on with the government and the possible and not possible impending wars that are taking place, don't that look like a lot of mistakes have been made in how to in foreign diplomacy and things like that? That's what's taking place. You have a damn psycho in the damn White House that goes on X or Twitter and says, "Oh, y'all remember when he was like, oh, if you want sauce," and I'm paraphrasing, if you want sauce, Kim Jong-un, these missiles are gonna be coming at you fast and all that. Y'all remember that?
I remember something like that.
Yeah, that was in his first presidency. Sorry. What you had said, Zakaria?
Nah, I said it sounds familiar.
Yeah. He was like, oh, these missiles are gonna be coming at you fast. This is what the hell he's putting on X. Right? So it says, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. America, if you're overseas, you would think, yo, these people are crazy over there. The stuff that they say, the stuff that they do on an international, like, yeah, we'll go over there for a vacation and look at New York City and stuff, but we ain't trying to. These people are crazy. You have to think in the eyes of a foreigner, Americans look crazy. It says, neither shall there be any work for Egypt which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. So that goes into AI. Jobs are being taken by AI. It says, in that day shall Egypt be like unto women. And what are women? Women are emotional. Women, what are people like? People are now emotional, very emotional when things don't happen the way they want. It says, and it shall be afraid and fear, because afraid and fear is really an attribute that women, not that men can't fear, but if something were to happen, who would be the first one to fear? Whose first reaction is to fear? You know, because if I get somebody put a damn gun in my face right now, I'm going to fear. But I'm still going to be thinking solutions. A woman is like, oh, I'm fucked. You know what I mean? But, and it shall be afraid, fear, shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts, which he shaketh over it. And the land of Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt. This is modern day Egypt, our captivity. Right? And while they're going, they fear so-called black men. They don't fear a lot of these damn immigrants that they're hunting down. They're looking at this guy, Chairman Paul Birdsong, and that's probably what's driving all this stuff. Like, oh, they're within their right to do this, that, and the third, because he said he'll leave a hole in them the size of a window. They're afraid, man. They're afraid, and when Judah wakes up, that's it. That's it. When Judah wakes up, all of the rest of us are really going to wake up. You know? But reading on, it says, everyone that maketh mention thereof shall be afraid in himself because of the counsel of the Lord of hosts, which he hath determined against it. So that was it.
Yeah, man. It's a thing. Things are getting it's getting real heavy out here. You know, because like, you know, like obviously brothers can all attest to know we all like 10+ years in this thing. Like we could like you could trace back the years of first knowing the truth and whatnot into now. It's like like this legit is like a movie. Like, and it's like this is each day is like a scene, if you will. So like we just seeing things happen, and it's like it's like you could like pinpoint it to this scripture, to this scripture, to that scripture. So I mean, it's like for instance, like the whole thing. Like now you don't hear about. I don't hear about Greenland too much right now. You know, the major focus now is Iran. But maybe what's to say in the next couple of weeks the focus could be more in China and Taiwan because of what's going on over there. But everybody's intertwined because China said that if America attacks Iran, that they're going to get involved. Russia will get involved. So like that's why the Lord said nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. All the the Lord said, "This is my determination to gather the nations. Let the weak say they are strong." You got Kim Jong Un talk about like, "Yo, we got smoke for America." Little old North Korea is saying like, "Yo, we got smoke." Now, granted, they need the big bro in China, but at the end of the day, that little stuff, the little chunky motherfucker Kim Jong Un, he just waiting to get the word so he can press some buttons. Clearly,
And Slocky,
not good.
I was gonna say, because it's funny you mentioned those three nations, China, Iran, and Russia, because they just did military drills together. Why are they doing those military drills together? They're not doing that for no reason. They're not doing that just so we can have fun. No, they're getting ready. They're preparing ourselves. Just like we're prepping ourselves to get ready for that day. Okay. They're prepping themselves to get ready for that day. Okay.
Prepare war, ye Gentiles. Matter of fact, I don't know if you talk about the same thing because there could be a couple things, but the one I seen with the is Iran, China, and Russia. They was in South Africa. Was that the one you was talking about, Zakaria?
I'm not 100% sure, but I think so though.
Yeah, they was in South Africa, but when you think about it, that goes into Ezekiel the 30th chapter because it talks about Libya, the Persians, Gog and Magog. Gog and Magog, Russia. The Persians are the Iranians, the East Indians, the Pakistanis, the Egypt, not Egyptians, Libyans, Ethiopians, so on and so forth. Those are those Hamite nations. Because not too long ago, I seen an article where it was like 12 African nations, and this Russian company, whatever, or Russian entity was over there like giving them like I think stuff with military, financial, and another aspect. So that goes to show how that great company that it talks about in Ezekiel the 38th chapter that's coming with Gog and Magog, that great company, that's all these other nations getting all this shit ready. And that's why everybody's like Russia's kind of leading the forefront on that side of the earth. And then you still got the American allies are gonna come against America too. The beast shall hate the whore. You know what I mean? So like it's so much shit happening.
Real quick, just so I could bring it out. Just from an article, Iran has concluded wide-ranging joint military exercises with Russia and China in the waters stretching from the Strait of Hormuz to the northern Indian Ocean as regional tensions escalate amid explicit U.S. threats of military action against Tehran. And it says the Iranian long-range surveillance drone is operating over the Arabian Sea near Oman, likely tracking the USS Abraham carrying strike group. Okay, so again, there's a lot of things going on, man. There's a lot of things going on, and it's not just happening for no reason. Like brothers are saying, like this is all lead up to something. Okay, and while that's leading up to something, make sure you're getting right, man. Because at the end of the day, that is the message. While we're showing you these, while we're telling you what's going on, we're really telling you this so you can get right, so you can repent and come back to YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, okay? Because that's the whole point of this thing, man. We're not out here we're not just speaking on this to be like, oh, we got this, fuck y'all better do something. No, we want brothers to get right, man. The more brothers that get right, I mean, we're closer to getting up out of here, man. We want brothers to be saved, you know what I'm saying? But you got to do your part in that also.
Yeah, because we can't save you, man. We can't save you. We can't save ourselves. That's why we fear like you should fear. It's not fear mongering. It's like, yo, my only hope is that the Heavenly Father looks at me as worth saving. Because if not, I'm a goner, just like anybody else could be. You know, and there's that's why you have to give all diligence. You know, this doctrine, and it's not even a doctrine because this is literally something that takes people out of the truth. This mentality that, oh, if I stop coming to camp, you know, man's goings are the Lord. By leaving the truth because of that is an excuse, you're showing you're not a man of the Lord, and you're showing you're not going to be saved. See, us at least keep trying to keep going to camp, keep pushing this work. We're giving ourselves a fighting chance by saying, oh, man, well, man's goings are the Lord anyway, so me going to camp ain't helping me. You're already forfeiting. That's a forfeiture. You're giving up your fighting chance. I'm at least fighting. You know, these brothers here on the screen are fighting. These brothers that's teaching the truth throughout the four corners of the earth are fighting. This is a fighting chance we're getting by doing this. That's it.
And real quick, I just wanted to land back on that, brother. And like, if you remove yourself from like not going to camp or whatnot, that means you're also removing yourself from the brotherhood, man. And you really, truly need the brotherhood in this thing, man. Okay, not just for necessarily you know, comfort with each other, but also even information, man. Because there's so much information floating around that you on yourself can't keep up with everything. So sometimes brothers will put things in there, and I'm like, oh shit, I ain't even see that. Like the Thawadi YAHAWASHI for the brother catching that, man. So it's like you do not remove yourself from this truth, man, especially from what you're seeing going down right now, man. You can't do it by yourself. Okay. Now, of course, there's certain situations where a brother might be by himself, but he's necessarily not, because at the end of the day, we got the internet, you got the brotherhood around the four corners, so you can always tap in with each other. You know what I'm saying? But don't fall out now, man. It is not the time to fall out now. Like, and if you are falling out now, man, it just is what it is.
Hey, and to someone saying that man's goings are the Lord and you ain't got to go to camp or that, that's the Lord himself removing you at that. Like, come on, like, yo, you saying man's going to the Lord and that's why you're not coming to camp? So you mean to tell me that the Lord is not dealing with you anymore? Now, we're not saying that you're going to get delivered just for coming to camp, but if that's your mentality, like what? You know what I'm saying? Like the brother said, yo, we're supposed to fight the good fight. We're supposed to endure to the end. Remember the Lord said, well, the end is not yet. Yeah, we see all this is coming to fruition, all this is unfolding, but the end still is not yet, because like the brother said, we're still waiting on the MOTB. So like that has to, the other stuff has to continue to just like unravel itself, and the Lord is just doing, he's just doing his will. And it's all a designated time where each thing is going to fall into place how it's supposed to. You know what I'm saying? Oh my.
I got a quick precept real quick, just to make the point. This is Matthew's 24 and 13, plain and simple. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. So you can't say I did all these works now and then stop now and then expect to get saved. No, you got to keep enduring to the end. It says even unto death also. Okay, because some brothers got to be martyrs in this thing. So, like, you have no excuse. There's no room for you to stop. Again, all our righteousness is as a filthy rag. So, from the top on down, none of us have done enough to be saved. So, you got to just keep doing all you can to do.
And then hope you be like, we're prisoners of hope. So like if you're working for something and you don't have the timetable where you're going to get paid or whatnot, then that's going to continue to just work harder. You know what I'm saying? Because like that, I was talking to brothers the other day. I'm like, yo, that's why the Lord didn't give the date, because if he gave, like, say for instance, he gave the date. Let's say, like, I'm talking about hypothetically speaking, right? The Lord said, like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna send you YAHAWASHI back. It's gonna be March 11th, 2030. That's gonna be like, your brother's gonna be like, now they know have a window. But the Lord said, no man knows the day nor hour, except my Father in heaven. So like, we gotta continue to do it. Like each day is the next day that it can happen. Cause it's any day now. But at the end of the day, we still know like what we're waiting for, that one little, not measly, but we're waiting for that one thing, that mark. So like when they bring that, once they bring that, we're gonna know that the day is nigh, like real very nigh. And it's not now, but once that happens, it's not that far ahead. Like it's not gonna be years down the line, because it's not like the Lord is gonna have Esau be like, yo, everybody getting chipped for like decades, generations. Like, nah, it's not gonna work like that. Once he implements it, that's a clear sign that the day is actually nigh, and like probably like not even many days away. You know, which is why what the nations are doing now is preparing war. That's why they're putting all the ducks in a row to get this war ready. They're being their plowshares and the swords. They're assembling themselves. America sending stuff over there to the Middle East. You know, Taiwan putting a blockade. I mean, excuse me, China putting a blockade around Taiwan. The whole thing with the military drills of Iran, China, and Russia, North Korea still getting their shit ready. You got Pakistan getting their shit ready. You got all these nations. This is Joel the third chapter coming to pass. Matter of fact, and that's what I should have. Real quick, the brother had nothing, did he? All right, so this is the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 9, and I'm gonna read this in the NLT. It says, "Say to the nations far and wide, get ready for war." Simple. What did Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of War, formerly known as Secretary of Defense, what did he say a couple months ago? He said what? Forget all that woke shit. Forget all that TG stuff. Forget all that stuff. Yo, get ready, prepare for war. Now's the time for war. The U.S. is officially preparing for war. Washington is officially preparing for war. That was last year. I believe that was like around October, November of 2025, if I'm not mistaken. But it was just a couple months ago. So, you know, continuing on, it says, call out your best warriors. Let all your fighting men advance for the attack. That what these niggas is doing? They are deploying people. Of course, you know, they're getting their best soldiers first, getting their top ranking military with the whole thing with the what he called all the generals over here to make that claim of preparing for war. There's all the generals wherever they were at, they had to come to I believe it was there somewhere in Virginia. You know, it says verse 10 in the NLT of Joel chapter 3 verse 10. It says, "Hammer your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Train even your winklings to be warriors." Now, hold up? Your pruning hook into spears, your plowshares into swords, and what is the modern day swords and spears? Those missiles, those rockets. And that's why you got all these nations talking about, like, yeah, we got these rockets and we got this. We're training with these. We're testing these, testing those over there. This is exactly what the prophecy said. This is literally exactly what they're doing to a T. All right, hey, went dark. Culture best words. Culture words. It says, verse 12 of Joel chapter 3 in the NLT. It says, "Let the nations be called to arms. Let them march to the valley of Jehoshaphat. There, I, the Lord, Yahawah BAHASHAM Yahushai, will sit to pronounce judgment on them all." Now, what land is that? Over there in our land right now, the land of Jerusalem. They over there. Yo, the whole Iran thing. Who's leading that claim? Who's leading that train to want to attack Iran? The small hats. They're putting that bug in America's ear, like, yeah, y'all gonna have to do this. So now we gonna have to get ready. So what did Trump do? Yo, send all the armadas there, send the USSA Blinken, send the other ones, send the submarines, send all that shit over there. Send the drones. Just like that. Just like that. Just like that. What did the Lord say? The scripture says the third woe coming quickly. That's how we know, like, we don't got a lot of time left here, like, to be just like I'm gonna do that. You got niggas still talking about generational wealth. Well, how many generations do you think America really got? Like, let's be for real. Like, when you think about a generation, all right, because like you got niggas our age, we in our 30s, 40s, so their kids is gonna be like teenagers, almost 20. Then there's what? Then their kids. Like, how many generations you think is gonna be left so it could continue like this? These young kids, don't. Everybody's about streaming and they ain't trying to have kids. This is the whole digital era taking over. The whole AI shit, all these layoffs taking place. Where these little niggas gonna be working? You know what I'm saying? But that was it.
You're kind of piggybacking off brother. It's just like since 2007, that's when the elders hit YouTube and kind of truth kind of starts spreading. That's almost a generation then. You know what I'm saying? Think about the news then until now. So much has happened in between. So you telling me another 20 years, another 20 years is going to You know, we just gonna be sitting here doing the same thing over and over. No, brothers get shit on the screen right now. I don't mean to put brothers' information out there, but none of us have children. You know, none of us on the screen have children. So a lot of brothers don't have children. You know what I'm saying? So it's not even just people in the world. No, it's brothers also not having children. So who's gonna preach the truth then? You know what I'm saying? We're not bringing up children to do that. So we're really it's time to buckle down, man. We don't have much longer. Okay, I asked the brothers recently, over under 5 years, and all of us picked under 5 years. And that's how truly how we feel. Like nobody knows the time and date, so we're not going to sit here and say this is when something's going to happen. But our belief and what we see in everything, the pattern of everything that's going down, we don't have that much time left, man. That was it.
I just had something real quick. You know, like the scripture says, like Brother Sakari just brought out. You know, woe unto them that have that give suck in those days. You know, having children. You know, children are a blessing, but they can also be a curse. Depending, you know, especially with dealing with these fucking women now, these modern day women and shit. You know, these feminists and shit like that, whatever. They just believe on just oppressing the man, and the man being on some type of, you know, they being on public assistance, whatever, getting help by the government while the men paying them for it. You know, being on child support and shit like that, whatever. And us being in this truth, you know, we have to make time for the Lord. And you think some fucking woman of the world and the system that, you know, the system that backs her, whatever, the government that backs her, whatever, is going to be cool with you just teaching the truth and, you know, trying to establish order, whatever, things like that, according to the scriptures? She ain't having that. She's going to combat that. She's going to come against you. And she's going to fucking possibly take you out the truth, help you take you down. You know what I mean? You know, yeah, this is still the Lord. You know, the Lord can, you know, have a, you know, dismissed whatever, and get out your life, and you can still focus on the truth. But these women are demons, man. They're extra demons. You know what I mean? And shit, today, you know, I'm gonna give a little testimony. I just went and got something to eat from the old Jamaican spot, whatever. And I'm ordering my food, so I don't know if they were family. She related. I don't know if that was his woman, his wife, whatever. She talked to him crazy in front of the customers, like, I don't want to, what? Because he tried to tell her to do something, you know, it was the right thing, you know, try to put her in order, whatever, like just saying, hey, listen, you know, you're supposed to do this, whatever. She told me, I don't want to hear that shit, because they had the music playing. So I'd rather hear the fucking music than your fucking voice. Disrespecting them, just straight disrespecting them in front of the customers. And I'm like, what the fuck? Damn, this is what we got to deal with? This fucking bitch, like, you just being a total bitch to this man, and you know, and he didn't say nothing. He just kind of, like, I guess, you know, he kind of like, he whimpered down, like he mumbled when he was talking to her. He didn't sound like a man, you know. And you know, she just raised her voice and talked them all crazy and shit. And it was like, damn, like, we don't get no respect here. But let a white man, let an Edomite come up in the restaurant talking about he want to order some food, whatever. She'd be up there fucking smiling from ear to ear. You know what I mean? Giving all this cracker all due respect. Practically worshiping this fucking devil. This is how our women treat us. I couldn't believe what I was saying. And I'm sitting up there like, this bitch need to, man, I don't want to say it, but you know, I got to control myself. But damn, I just couldn't believe that. I couldn't believe that disrespect in front of the customers. And niggas act like that shit is normal.
And
y'all go, y'all got it.
I just want to.
I was gonna land back off of what you had said, because this week I had I saw a video that happened not too far from me at this McDonald's on West Market, where this homeless guy jumped behind the counter because he claimed that a woman ordered food for him and paid for it. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm not mad at the lady for calling the cops, the manager, because at the end of the day, what can you do? You know, you don't want to set a precedence. But what really bothered me about that video was her attitude. And it was like, damn, are you happy that this man's going to jail? You know, you could at least say, you know what, I feel bad, I don't want to do this. But she was just didn't care. It was like, basically, when the cops got there, oh, I need him locked up. She literally said that. I need him locked up. Not, oh, I need him separated from us from this business, or no, I need him locked up. Like it's a necessity for you to see him miserable, basically. And this man was you could tell that he wasn't mentally right. And to have that attitude of, oh, I need him locked up. Our women hate us, man. I hope you brothers all know. Our women do not like, they're mean spirit. They hate men. It ain't all literally every single last one of them, but it's a lot of them. It's enough of them to make us wake up and say, yo, these women are not on our side. They don't support us. They are our enemies. What did the scripture say? She that is my enemy. These women, I hate to say it, a lot of these women are our enemies. They're not your friends. They're not cool with you. They don't love you. They don't, they're your enemy, man. That's it. That's all I had to say.
Brother Zakari, you was gonna talk about something?
Yeah, I just always like to say this, like, sometimes when we speak on women, where everything brother said was exact and correct. These women are fucking treacherous on this side. You know what I'm saying? But the other side to that is, you want to know how to get our women back on track? It's us getting right, man. It's us coming back into the Lord, okay? Because they're going to follow suit. They have no choice but to follow suit. So as much as these women annoy us, and as much as these women are demons towards us on this side, we got to get ourselves right so we don't have to deal with that anymore. Okay, so I just want, especially younger brothers, to remember that, like, yeah, these women gonna frustrate you. You're gonna be pissed off. You're gonna be wanting to do shit. But always remember, once you get yourself right, and once we all get back in the line, they're gonna follow right suit. That was it.
Yeah, the power seat. You know what I'm saying? And what's getting it right? Get it right is what getting right with the Lord, because you got men out here. Because what they say, the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High, because this knowledge, the actual true knowledge of the Lord, is not really esteemed on this earth. That's why a lot of brothers don't have the influx of women or some playboys and shit, because we're not in the time of that. The Apostle Gabar, he just did a video talking about it's best to be single in this time. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that, like, it's kind of like what Paul said about the if roughly paraphrasing, but he said, like, I would rather you be like me and be like as if you didn't have a woman, or something to that effect. Because why, he said you're gonna have trouble in the flesh. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't like that was a clear warning for us now. Even back then, but like especially now and this time we're in that day. Like, look, you just seen the whole shit with Nicki Minaj and that whole fiasco she did in the White House. You know what I'm saying? Holding hands tight as hell with Donald Trump. Now, granted, whatever is on her, whatever it is, what it is. But at the end of the day, why is she doing that? Because why are her counterparts, her kinsmen, are not in power? Esau's in power, so that's like the brother said. They go where the power is. That's why they'll be all buddies smiling in front of Esau, but when it comes to their own men, it's like, I need him locked up. I need this, that, and third. Yeah, so you gonna get your where with Jody and Baby Boy? She like, I wish you would touch me, nigga. I'll call your probation officer. You gonna get your black ass thrown back in jail. That's a real thing. Like, that's a real thing. Like the evil eye towards her husband, vice versa, the adultery. And this goes, it starts with, like the brother said, it starts with the men first. Because what does the Lord say? What, the man is actually the head under the Most High and the Lord's Son. Then there's the man, then there's the woman. So if the man ain't right, how the woman gonna be right? She going based off of Esau, who's in the power, who's not righteous. So how she gonna be righteous? But damn, brothers kind of went a different thing. But I came across this though, going back to World War III, and it's very interesting. If brother had nothing to say, I just want to go into this. This is from actual on a financial standpoint from Jamie Dimon. Now he made this statement, and it says he made this statement in October 2024. It says, yeah, it says October 2024, right? Yeah, October 2024, right? So this is what Jamie Dimon is. Jamie Dimon is the CEO of Chase, J.P. Morgan and Chase. It says, this is from MoneyWise and Yahoo Finance. It says World War III has already begun. Remember, October 2024. This is after. So this is a year later after the whole thing with Amalek and Palestine. So he says World War III has already begun. Jamie Dimon claims, and get this, fear mongering, or legitimate concern. It says how to keep your money safe. It says in October 2024, Jamie Dimon, CEO of JP Morgan, told a crowd at the Institute of International Finance's annual meeting in Washington, D.C., that war and nuclear proliferation are greater existential threats than climate change. World War III has already begun. You already have battles on the ground being coordinated in multiple countries. Diamond said at the event, since then, global tensions have only ratcheted up further. Remember, October 2024 is when he's saying this. He says, at the time, Diamond named the potential conflict between Western countries and China, Russia, Iran, or North Korea as far more concerning to him than any potential instability in global financial markets. That's the CEO of JP Morgan and Chase talking about war with these countries is more and more important than financial, what he said, than the instability in global financial markets. JP Morgan Chase has run scenarios that will shock you in preparation for potential global conflict, Diamond told the audience. Now, this sounds familiar. This sounds like the Richmond, woe to James the 5th chapter. Woe to you, Richmond, for the great misery that shall come upon you. It says, told the audience, it says, of course, World War III hasn't truly begun, but since Diamond made his remarks, global geopolitical tensions have only risen, at least in part driven by U.S. foreign policy. So he's saying America's at fault. He said the last year has seen President Donald Trump's administration levy sweeping tariffs against nations like China and Russia, but also allies. Now talk about fast forward to now, but also allies such as Canada and the EU. The U.S. has also flouted international norms with tariff-based threats, including against Greenland. Trump has repeatedly claimed that the U.S. should own Greenland with an eye towards securing mineral rights. According to CNBC, following the 2026 World Economic Forum, Trump announced a tentative framework deal with NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte regarding Greenland after weeks of escalation. However, many world leaders have condemned Trump's approach. French President Emmanuel Macron posted on X in January, tariff threats are unacceptable and have no place in this context. Europeans will respond in a united and coordinated manner should they be confirmed. We will ensure that European sovereignty is upheld. Now, what does that sound like? The beast shall hate the horde. That the EU, NATO, all of them are U.S. allies, and that's tying into a literal prophecy, where now you have the U.S. allies against them because of what America is doing, not because of what Europe is doing, because what America is doing with the Greenland shit. It says, meanwhile, the Prime Minister of the UK, which is also part of the NATO, Keir Starmer, said in a statement that any decision about the future status of Greenland belongs to people. Wait, hold up, is this a different article? Okay, it's the same one. Future status of Greenland belongs to the people of Greenland and the Kingdom of Denmark alone. That is fundamental, and we will support it. So basically, just going. It's I ain't gonna read too much more, but you see what time it is as far as like you have the CEO of Chase Bank, J.P. Morgan, which is one of the most popular top banks, talking about forget financial stability of the markets. This thing going on with the war, these countries is more important. Like that's it right there. Prepare war. We're in the time, like the brother, I think Shah said it earlier. We're in the time of war, and he said since October 24th, it's since escalated a lot. That's it. I don't know, brother. I was good on that. If brother got anything they want to expound upon.
Well, what type of bastard wants to bother freaking Greenland? Greenland hasn't bothered anybody in forever. You want to invade. Like that's the spirit of Esau, though. When you read the scriptures, that's how they are in real life. They like to invade. They like to take over things. I'm sure Greenland has a lot of natural resources that can help the United States, but the fact that I have to have it, so I'm just gonna take it. That's their mentality. Meanwhile, you got other countries trying to get at you. All these countries that are a direct threat to America, and you want to threaten a weaker nation. And Ali Shah, I'm assuming you got something, but yeah, go ahead.
Oh nah, because you had said who wants to take Greenland? Like why would they want to do that? I don't know if Zakaria said it last week or somebody, but they were talking. I was even watching Doomsday Prepper, the Canadian Prepper. He was talking about I think he was had someone on his actual as a guest on his show, channel. He basically saying that the reason one of the reasons why they want Greenland is because that scenery they could actually they could post their nukes there to attack like Russia and them and shit like that in that region. They said
Khan is more for basically strategic positioning, but
yeah,
basically for when they about to go to the war, you know.
yeah, like that's so like it like the brother said it could be like the minerals and like shit there, but like cause like you know why, but like when you think about the geography of it, that they saying they could like that cause that's what the whole thing with Venezuela was too. Like they could like clear the region like deter from them niggas over there like Russia and shit. You know what I'm saying? But I just want to read. I want to read something because add on to what Sean was saying about the because they want to steal this shit. This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse well, it's a good chapter, but I'm gonna read straight to the point. Verse 4. It says, this is the NLT too, by the way. So it says, look at the proud, they trust in themselves, and their lives are crooked. But the righteous will live by their faithfulness to Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. Verse 5. It says, wealth is treacherous, and the arrogant are never at rest. They open their mouths as wide as a grave, and like death, they are never satisfied. In their greed, they have gathered up many nations and swallowed many peoples. Greed. And what did the Lord say about greed in the book? I think it's the book of Job or the book of Proverbs. It said that he that is greedy, it said evil shall not depart from he that is greedy. It says evil shall not depart from his household. And look what's happening in Esau's kingdom. This greedy motherfucker, and now his kingdom is is in shambles every day, more and more. Whether it be America, whether it be Europe, or whether it be, you know what I'm saying, wherever the fuck they at. You know what I'm saying? That was it.
Khan, I got let me get it real quick. I'm going to Proverbs 16. I think it's 18. Slocky, give me 1 second. So we talking about Esau, basically characteristics of Esau. Proverbs 16 and 18. Pride goeth before destruction, and the haughty spirit before Slocky. Pride goeth before destruction, and the haughty spirit before a fall. So that just shows you what type of characteristic Esau has, man. And they're fucking their own selves up. It's not even really the other nations that are doing it. They're doing it to them own selves. You know, when you become that bully, just like you watching movies, yeah, the bully gets away with shit for most of the movie, but at the end, who falls down? It's the bully, man. And this is the Lord's movie right here. So that prideful bully is going to get himself destroyed. So they think they could just go and take other countries and take other countries' resources. Yeah, they've been getting away with it now. Okay, they've been getting away with it so far, but eventually it's gonna stop, and that's why you're getting a lot of these nations talking shit back to USA. Okay, because it was at one point where Esau in America they could just stand and talk shit to everybody else, and nobody really wouldn't say nothing, or they'll kind of brush it off. But now everybody's like, shit, come on, come with it. Like we ready. We letting you know what we're building to combat when you eventually come upon us. You know, that was it.
That's why the scriptures say, "Let the weak say, I am strong." Because a lot of these small nations, you know, they got the backing of Russia and China. You know what I mean? Because they do business with them, and the U.S. is just fucking up their bottom line. They just fucking up Russia and China and all these, these top nations' bottom line. So it's like, all right, we're gonna have to check you for this shit. We're gonna have to eventually see you. You're doing all this shit, whatever. And so it's like, all right, well, it's gonna be some kind of war coming your way. You know what I mean? So it's like they just getting locked and loaded. They doing their drills. They getting ready. and you know, and that's it. That's it. Things are just going to start unfolding after a while, and it's going to start unfolding for the worse, especially here. You know what I mean? Because Babylon is going to get nuked. It's going to get nuked by these different nations. You know what I mean? They're going to get jumped. You know what I mean? So it's like this delicate place won't be so delicate no more. It won't be this special place no more that everybody come for refuge and prosperity. Them days are going to be over. Right? It tells you in the scriptures, like when everything starts going down, that these other nations are going to be trying to go back to their own homeland. They're going to be trying to get the fuck up out of here. You know? They ain't going to want to be here. That's it.
And going back to the pride point, where you fucked up at is, yeah, you had a lot of enemies, but then you also had a lot of nations that were on your side too. You had a lot of allies, but now your allies is going to turn against you because of the way you're moving. Again, that going back to the movie point, the bully, yeah, he's kicking ass and doing all that at the beginning of the movie, but at the end, he's going to go down because the pride of him thinking that he can't go down. Okay, this is the same man that made the Titanic. Okay, and saying it was an unsinkable ship, but then what happened? It took his ass on the water and it fucking sunk. You know what I'm saying? So that just shows you this place is about to be out of here, man.
Yeah, that
brother mentioned the Titanic. Oh,
sorry.
no, I was gonna say, brother mentioned the Titanic. It's like the Lord so bad, it makes you wonder, like, damn, if they wouldn't have said this is unsinkable, would the Lord have sunk it? You know what I'm saying? That was it on my bad, Sean.
Yeah, but that's a good point though, because the ship was a super strong, super built ship. There's been bigger ships than the Titanic. I'm pretty sure that the ship that I was on 2 times last year is bigger than the Titanic. But
yeah, the Titanic compared to modern day ships isn't as big. Back then in 1918, it was crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Carnival didn't say these ships can't sink. So you go around, you give it this name, the Titanic, right? Titans or what? They're that's dealing with Greek gods and all that shit. The RMS Titanic. God himself can't sink the ship. Well, God relieved you of of your life because of that. Because from what I understand, the person that said that died on the ship.
Quick
And
what?
oh,
Now go ahead.
my bad. And wasn't the Titanic? Wasn't that like, I know the movies or whatever. Like they said some of that shit was bullshit, but like, wasn't the Titanic like mostly rich people? So like, it goes into like your money, your riches can't deliver you in a day of wrath.
Right. Well, the Porsche day, the same thing. A lot of people that was in them towers had a whole lot of money, but they still perished.
Word.
Your money ain't gonna save you, man. Money can give you a certain status and certain precautions are gonna be done for you. That ain't gonna save you. Think about that. You had the Titanic. The Lord found a way to kill these people. The Lord found a way. Hey, yo, y'all got all these ships and all that. I think a member of the Rothschilds died in that shit. In fact, I'm 90% sure. He's even mentioned in the movie. I don't remember that they actually said Rothschild. I'm one of them nerds that while I'm watching a historical movie, I actually look up characters and stuff. But somebody from the Rothschilds was actually on that ship. And I'm pretty sure he died.
We keep speaking on their proud ways, and one of the reasons a lot of people died on that ship is because before they took off, they said they didn't need as many what's the boats, the
Lifeboats.
Yeah, lifeboats. Yeah, they didn't bring as many as they were supposed to bring because they said they might have weighed down. They don't really need it. They wanted to go with speed. So what happens? A lot of people got killed because of that. You could have saved more people by not having that pride. Okay, and I just want to get quick scripture. This is Obadiah 1:3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? So that's how they felt with Titanic. That's how they feel about their society. In Esau's mind, it's like, yo, who can fuck with us? Who's going to do this? And they even feel that way about the Most High. Okay, and when the Most High does come back, he's gonna put that spirit on them, probably even more, to want to fight back against them. Okay, just to crush their ass.
Mm-hmm. And I got one scripture I wanna read in light of us talking about the Titanic, and you know, even God Himself can't sink the ship. Oh yeah, Ezekiel 35:13. Thus with your mouth have ye have boasted against me, and have multiplied your words against me. I have heard them. The Lord heard that shit. The Lord heard, oh, God Himself can't sink this shit. The Lord heard y'all singing God Bless America, of the republic for which it stands, one nation under God. Yeah, the Lord heard all those boastings and all the things y'all said to make y'all look like y'all are invincible. And y'all not. If the Lord ain't protecting you, you ain't invincible. That was it.
Yeah, the fucking mute button was wilding. Yeah, man, it's like it's about that time, man, because it's like, yo, with all the infighting, the civil unrest, because it says that in the scripture where it talks about us and NLT, where it talks about things how divided. It says a kingdom divided by civil war. You know what I'm saying? You know, the things going on abroad. You know what I'm saying? The threats coming to America from other countries as far as nuclear, electromagnetic, and all that type of shit. You know, it's an influx of things. Like to it was like 10, 15 years ago, it might not have been that much hot topic news or breaking news events happening. Now it's like we're used to like just the most extravagance of things happening. Like the extravagance, I mean like just the severity of each event taking place now is like very higher than it was many years ago. You know what I'm saying? Because like, you know, you go back to 2007, because you said when apostles came on the YouTube, that's going on 20 years. Like next year, that's gonna be 20 years, whatever month it was. You know what I'm saying? I can remember 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? We was 19. Well, I was 19. I remember being 19 and remember being like, well, I wasn't in the truth yet, but I remember like how life was in America is totally different than it is right now. So a 19-year-old right now in 2026, he ain't living how it was when I was 19 years old in America. That's just not even that far. You know what I'm saying? Gone. So imagine somebody that was 19 in like 1946. You know what I'm saying? So that's why the Lord said, measure the time diligently, because like when you actually look back, like that short space, they really literally had a short season to rule. You know what I'm saying? They was coming up with all the shit. You know that like Second Edges 11 and 12 when it talks about all of the, you know what I'm saying? And then to now to plateau, like all right, your technology and all that. Now you're in a decline. This is the most this is really like your last hurrah, Esau. So like, that's why the Lord said, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, for soon the cup shall pass through unto thee. And it ain't gonna take man long for you start when that cup gets in your hand, and the Lord takes that cup out of our hands. You know what I'm saying?
One of the signs to show you that this place is going down, because the entertainment is going down, and business wise, there's not a lot of money in music, there's not a lot of money in movies anymore. Okay, if you see all these leagues, when it comes to football, basketball, they're all going down in viewership and money spending, because this place, people see what's going on. Like even this past New Year's, everybody used to go to Times Square. If you saw Times Square this year, it wasn't that many people like it was in previous years, because people are out of that spirit now. Like even though the wicked people we're talking about, they don't view America the same, because a lot of on time during New Year's on Times Square, it was a lot of tourists coming. It wasn't just necessarily people from the States, but a lot of people aren't coming over here because they don't view America the same. It's not this big glamorous place, the streets of gold pavement, as they used to say. You know, is this place is looked at as a folly. You know, it doesn't have that glare, that shiny glare anymore.
The spirit of mirth is being taken away from it. Hey, the brother read Isaiah 47 earlier. There is no throne. Like they're trying to like revamp it. They're trying to like keep it going, but it's like, is it something like that's once the spark is, you know what they say, once the spark is gone, it's gone. Like you can't get that spark back. Like you can't go back to the glory days. And it's very interesting because I was talking with a brother like when Can somebody get the Lamentation, the 4th chapter, real quick? And we're talking about rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom. Because I was thinking about something the other day, and I was like, oh shit, that's like the Lord using mad sarcasm and shit.
Want me to read it right now?
Come.
Lamentations 4 verse 21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee, that thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked.
Now peep this. When you rejoice in something, right? Because I actually did a video in a little ways back, and it was like the actual word rejoice. It talks about being glad, obviously like glad and shit like that, but it talks about like at the moment. So when you have an Edomite right now, you can't rejoice on something in the past. And for now, Esau now, they're not really looking at the future as being so bright ahead. So when the Lord said rejoice and be glad, how can they really do that right now? Even the elites. Because the elites is on some shit like they're trying to hold on too. They're just at the top. They're at the top of the ladder, but the ladder is like it's like the nation of Esau is on the ladder, and the ladder is shaking. They just at the top, so they're just gonna fall. They're just gonna fall harder than the ones at the bottom. But if they're on that shaking ladder, you know what I'm saying? The ladder shaking is like you know what I'm saying? So like they really have nothing to rejoice and be glad about. Because like I said, you can't rejoice about the past because the past is gone and away with, and you have nothing to be glad for in the future. Because if you look at how these Edomites are talking now, like look at all the civil unrest, look at all the protests. That's not happy citizens. That's not citizens on some like, all right, the future looks bright for us. They're looking at like, yo, I don't like the direction my country is going, and it's going down, and it's going to continue to go down and down and down until it's no more. You know what I'm saying? That was it.
You want me to read the rest?
Sure, come.
The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He
Mm-hmm.
will no more carry thee away into captivity, for he will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins.
Now that's very reassuring for us. Hopefully, we're part of the elect. But even the nation of Israel appeared, the daughter of Zion is talking about the Israelites. So he said the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, past tense. Oh, daughter of Zion. So like we're that's why we know like yo, it can't be that many more years ahead for it to be like this in the captivity. Because the Lord said we remembered ourselves. You know, a lot of prophecies are coming to pass, and ultimately what the MOTB they're dirty. They're, and I'll tell people all the time like there's people on the earth right now that actually have the MOTB and have used it, but the scripture says that when He calls it all. So we're waiting for Him to like say like yo, everybody got to get it. This is the way now we do transactions. This is the way we now buy and sell. There's going to be a whole announcement of it. There's going to be a whole transition of it, and it's going to be quick.
And
It's going to be quick.
You see them pushing, trying to push it with the Neuralink thing, this Neuralink shit. You know what I'm saying? They're showing videos of people being able to look at the screen and control everything with their mind. And people looking at it like, oh shit, damn, that's dope that they're being able to do that. But that's how they're going to trick you, man. That's how they're going to trick you to want to basically go against the Lord, man, and kill your own self. Okay, so if you listen. Know the name YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI and do not take that shit, man. That's key things that you got to know. Now, of course, that's not it, but those are the two main key things, man, to give yourself a chance. Okay, that was it.
Hey, matter of fact, with the Neuralink, I don't know if y'all brothers know this dude named Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast,
Yeah, I heard
he's on some shit to pushing the Neuralink joint, because that's Elon Musk joint, and I believe also Kim Kardashian. I want to say they said that she's gonna be the first celebrity to get it. I don't know how true it is. I don't know like when it's supposed to take place, but I seen something about Kim Kardashian might be getting a Neuralink implement installed in her body and shit.
And if that's now I was gonna say if it's true, that's big because she's very influential in that realm. So that's going to make a lot of people get it. And that's how they're going to do it. They're going to make celebrities just like the whole voting thing. What they do, they get celebrities to push out like go vote or die and things like that. So they're going to do the same thing with the C-hip.
Same game plan. They don't have many more moves. And it's funny because yesterday I was telling the brother, he was chilling, and yesterday I drove this lady, and this is the first time I ever drove this lady. And we was in Trenton, and we was talking about stuff, because we were talking about the cost of food going up. Because I was talking about, grocery shopping, that's like the cost of food and shit. And she was like, yeah, because eventually they're gonna start putting chips in us. So you know me, I'm like, I had to look back. She's in the back. She in the back. I had to look like, oh yeah, where you hear that from? She's like, yeah, man. It's just like, yo, they're gonna have putting chips in people. And I'm like, yo, I'm thinking like, yo, then the Lord said, "Pierce spirit upon all flesh." Now, granted, she didn't say the mark of the beast on Revelation, but the fact that like, and that's not the first one I heard say that. The fact that that's the direction people know we're going, because why? They're talking about it more. They're pushing it more. Neuralink. Remember the whole joint in 2017. That company in Wisconsin where they got the chip. And remember the signs. I know Sean know that sign from back in the day. Back in the day, it was in like 2008 where the chick was in I think it was in Spain, getting into a spot, and she was getting scanned her chip.
Oh yeah, that club. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, remember that was 2008.
Yeah.
So it's not like this is new. The first person that got the microchip implanted in their body in 1998. So like the technology is not new. You know, and the whole thing going on with that's why the whole thing with China and Taiwan is important, because they got a lot of the C-hip technology with and all this data centers and like all this AI, that's Esau's last bit of his kingdom, the technology being the way of life. Oops.
And think about it. Remember, usually a lot of times when they do tests before they do it on humans, they do it on animals. And if you know anything about dogs and cats and pets, they've been chipped for a while. So that's basically them testing it out there, you know, making it, normalizing it.
Yep. And it's if you lose, if the pet is lost, they scan the chip to see who the owner is. They say who gonna be the owner. That Esau wants to own the people, wants to put people as cattle.
No, the Baja Beach Club. That's what you was talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was it.
Baja Beach Club in Barcelona offers people signing up for VIP membership a choice between an RFID chip and a normal card.
Oh, so this at VIP?
Yeah, and this is in 2004.
Oh shit!
I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah,
and you got to remember, Esau is sneaky and very crafty in his wickedness. So it's gonna come with benefits. Like, hey, if you get this, you may be able to get extra. You may be able to do this and do that. And you know, Esau is simple minded, so they're gonna fall right for it.
Damn, being in this thing is VIP. That means like that's like on some shit like the I don't know if people still go to Great Adventure too tough, but remember in Great Adventure, if you have the whatchamacallit, you ain't gotta wait in line. They gonna be doing shit like that. That's how they gonna make it to it like it's
Flash
more
pass.
convenient for you to have this, huh?
The flash pass.
Yeah, that joint.
That's what's
They gonna do shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But then 2004 though, damn. So that's 22 years ago. And that's Spain too. So isn't Spain part of the EU? And Spain is part of the seven in Revelation. What is that? 17 the seven kings or seven governments. That's Spain is one of them. The Spanish. So there you go.
I got a scripture, you know. Les Brothers got something else. We can end it off with this. This is 1 Timothy 4:13. You know, because at the end of the day, hey, get yourself right, man. Till I come, give attendance to reading, to exhortation, and to doctrine. Okay, that's what you need to be doing, man. You need to be getting yourself right, preparing yourself. Again, at the end of the day, it's gonna come down to faith, man. And if you truly believe, because there's gonna be some men that's out here speaking, you know, preaching beautifully, doing great videos, doing all this, and that's going to fold in the last days. So again, when you're praying to YAHAWASHI, you need to be asking for endurance. You need to be asking for more wisdom. You need to be asking for him not to take the spirit off of you, to make your spirit even stronger. Okay, because again, I'm saying all this right now, and Lord willing, I'm not one of those men. I could end up being one of those men. You know what I'm saying? If I don't continue to the end, and I don't believe in YAHAWASHI, because it's really going to be that hour of temptation where you have to prove yourself, man. And a lot of people aren't going to want to put themselves in a position that they're going to have to be in You know what I'm saying? To really prove to Yahawashi Yahushua that I do love you and I do believe in you, okay? And no matter what happens, I know this is what I can do and what I can't do. And one thing I can't do, I cannot take that C hip, okay? Because once you take that C hip, it's over. It's no coming back. It's no repentance for it. It's a done deal.
Beautiful, yeah, word, beautiful. That's it, man. Like that's literally it. Like it's like it was like, yo, you give all points of stuff. Like you tell people like, yo, like once that happens, like you have no chance of salvation on this side. Like you're gonna have to die. Like you're gonna die. Like it's no like, and it's like, no, that's why. How could you say such a thing? But the Lord said that. The Lord said that he that gets it, yo, you want to drink, you have to drink at a cup of the Lord judgment with the whole thing. Imagine the Lord said, yo, you gonna burn. Like they said burning alive is one of the top worst things to happen to you. Like one of the top, I think it was like having a woman going through childbirth and burning alive are the top two most painfulest things, I believe. I've seen some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, but like, yo, that's you might have to go be in a real uncomfortable state of mind, a uncomfortable position by not taking the seat. But you have to endure it to the Lord said endure it to the end, no matter what it is. There's no gray area. Enduring to the end, and that's it. Whatever you actually go through as an individual, or if you with brothers, but if you're individual or whatever, you have to endure whatever specific scenario that the Lord puts you in to test your faith and persevere and keep the faith.
And I know brothers say, like if you with brothers or whatnot, like in my opinion, I don't really, brothers ain't gonna be with each other, man. I think it's gonna be a lonely ride at the end to where you gonna have to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because there is a comfortability if you're with another brother. So it might be situations where brothers are with brothers, but I think a lot of men, a lot of elect men are gonna be by themselves in that day, and you're gonna have to prove yourself. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta prep yourself for that. And there's really nothing you can truly do to prep yourself, but you still have to continue on in this thing, man. And because at the end of the day, like the scriptures does say, knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of that time. So it's going to be crazy for us, but we're not going to trip out by seeing these things because it was told. We're speaking about it right now. So let's say this happens. I'm just throwing out there. Let's say this happens in a year. A brother that's in this thing right now, you shouldn't fall out. It shouldn't trip you out because you were told, you were speaking about what was going on. You were speaking about when the chip was coming and what you have to do to not take that. So if you fell in, that was just the Lord's will, okay? But again, brothers, keep fighting, fast, pray, do whatever you can to do to make your resume best, so we can get up out of here, man.
Yeah, and just like, just think about what's the worst. Like, what type of stuff does Esau do now? He'll throw a damn crip in a prison cell with all bloods. So imagine he'll take one of us and throw us in a damn jail cell, prison cell with IUIC. Like, yo, y'all want seconds at dinner? Kill this nigga. That could happen. Y'all, not y'all brothers here, but yo, that could happen. They could be like, they could throw you in a cell with ISUPK or worse, Sakari. That is like throwing you in the damn gang module. You know what I'm saying? Yo, y'all want seconds at dinner? Kill this motherfucker. That could happen. We have the Esau hates us. So what do you think that they will do? They hate they hate Israelites, period, but they especially hate the ones that have the full truth. Think about that. We're the ones that are unfiltered, bringing down their house of cards with the truth. So, they hate the ones that carry guns. They hate the ones that are half gangbangers. They hate the ones that say that they're the home of the truth when they're not. They hate the ones with the purple and gold. But who do they hate the worst? The ones that actually have the full truth. So it wouldn't shock me I get thrown in a damn pit or somewhere and they tell House of Israel, kill this nigga. It could happen.
And it could also happen by not even necessarily throwing you in jail, but by basically putting smut on your name with this AI shit, man, and basically accusing brothers of things that we didn't say or do. And then brothers are going to have to fight through that with your family, people that you love. It could be your dad, your mom, your wife, your kids, all coming against you by some false accusation of Esau, because that's what he does, man. He did that. He's been doing this forever, so we already know the play. We don't know exactly what he's going to do, but we know the play, man. We know the play, but brothers just got to be in the right mindset and understanding that yes, this is going to happen, but the Lord told me it was going to happen, so now I just need to endure it, you know.
Yeah, beautiful. Hey, Big Show, you got anything you want to add on before we close it up?
Nah, that's it, man. It's a beautiful class, you know. Lord willing, we get back out there on the highways and byways, and teach the word. And I think it's supposed to warm up in the 35s, whatever. That's bearable. But yeah, a beautiful class though. All praises to Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI.
All right, Khan. So, with that, Lord willing, is edifying. We can give all praises to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM Kadash. Double honor to the Apostle of Israel, aka the Apostle of Millstone. Peace and love to all the Akim. Continue to preach his truth and all truth and sincerity. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.
Shalom.